Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another episode of our Barcelona Career Mode series. As per usual, we do have a press conference for you guys at the start of today's video, so let's get into that, and then we'll get into today's episode. CT15 asks, are you going to bring any players up from the Barcelona Youth Academy? Now, we have been scouting a few players, and we do have a youth squad, so yes, we definitely will be introducing some players into the first team. Their involvement this season or next season, we don't know how good they are. We don't know if they're going to be first team quality, if they're going to be bench players, but we do definitely want to give them a chance, and we want to start getting some youth players going through the ranks at Barcelona to plan for the future. Sean Durkin asks, do you think Real will beat you to the title? The gap at the moment is 7 points, and that is a pretty big gap. For Real Madrid to lose 7 points of ground on us would be pretty embarrassing for them. So we're just going to try and put the pressure on them. We're just going to try and win every single game that we can. And hopefully they might slip up against some of the better clubs. We still play them another time in the league at the Santiago Bernabeu, so there's still opportunities for us, and there's no way that we're going to let off in February. There's still a few more months in this season where something can happen. And the final question comes from Darren Osagi, and he asks, do you think signing Ozil is possible? Now, there's no doubt that a player like Mesut Ozil is just amazingly talented, but due to the fact that he's played for Real Madrid, we are very, very doubtful that the player would want to join Barcelona. It's not to say that we're not going to look for talent like Mesut Ozil and players like Mesut Ozil to eventually come and play in our midfield, but Mesut Ozil himself, he's at Arsenal, he seems happy, played for Real Madrid. It's not a likely signing, but we do look for players like Mesut Ozil. He's one of the most talented midfielders in the world. So that's it for today's press conference, guys. Thank you so much for asking your questions. If you want to be in the next episode, or you want to have a chance to be in the next episode, then leave a question for Luis Enrique down in the comments section below. But again, thank you so much for leaving your questions. So let's get into today's episode. Okay, here we are in the month of February, and we already have simmed one game. I simmed the game against Celta Vigo, and we won 2-0. I thought I'd just show you guys that instead of making you go through the simulation and all that. But our first game that we're going to play in February is against Real Madrid. We just played them at the start of January. They beat us at our home ground, so we can get retribution straight away. The next episode, the next month, we get Real Madrid again, and I can't wait to get into this game, guys. I really freaking want to get Real Madrid back. We need to beat them, because this is it, right? This is it. This is the game of the season. I said this last episode. Real Madrid beat us. If they beat us, yeah, that's a 10-point lead. We potentially drop into like third, even though we have a game in hand against Valencia, so even if we lose, we'll be 1 point ahead of them. But this is it. This is the game that if we want to turn things around, if we want to actually chase Real Madrid, if we want to close this gap to 4 points, this is it. This is the game, and hopefully the starting 11 that we put out, that Luis Enrique puts out, can win this game and make this title race interesting. Put the pressure on Real Madrid. That is the starting lineup going into today's game against Real Madrid. Luis Enrique's opted for Aguero up front with Costa and Teo on the wings. Of course, Riyad Mahrez is injured potentially for the rest of the season. He might come back for the last month. So Christian Teo probably has a permanent gig there on the right-hand side. It's Sergio Roberto, Ivan Rakitic, and Sergio Busquets who make up a midfield three. Halilovic, again, not playing against Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure he didn't start in the game against Real Madrid at home. So what does that say? What do you think Luis Enrique is trying to say about Alan Halilovic, where he seems to be picking Sergio Roberto in these big games? Do you think that's the right decision? Let me know in the comments section below. And then the back four is Jordi Alba, Samuel Umtiti, Lucas Hernandez, and Bruno Perez with Claudio Bravo between the sticks. Of course, Javi Martinez also getting injured in that just absolutely devastating month of January. We lost both Mahrez and Martinez, but I'm hoping these boys can do it. We're looking at Sergio Aguero to potentially bag a few goals. They defended him so well in the other game. So hopefully this game goes completely different. We get 3 points, and we put the pressure on Real Madrid. Come on, boys. Let's get the win. Modric into Jesse Rodriguez. What can Rodriguez do on the ball? He passes it to Marcelo, and Teo does well to intercept. On your bike, Christian. Rakitic out wide to Christian Teo, and that's a fantastic pass by Ivan Rakitic. What can Teo do here? Permanent right winger, probably for the rest of the season. He's going to lay it off to Sergio Roberto. Roberto got a little bit of space. A cross goal, Sergio Roberto, testing Kiko Casilla in the first 10 minutes. He's got Lucas Hernandez. What can Lucas do? The centre back. He finds Ivan Rakitic. Rakitic just playing with the ball a little bit. He's got Lucas Hernandez into Sergio Aguero. Aguero's just going to try and get through everybody. Oh my God. Good save by Casilla again. Oh, no. Kiko Casillas just giving it to Sergio Aguero, who can't get in a good position to shoot. Sergio Roberto watching that run of Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero, what can he do on the ball? He's got Ramos on him into Douglas Costa. Costa, what can he do? He has Busquets. Busquets, more of a defensive player, but he does have Christian Teo there. Teo waiting for Marcelo to step up. Rakitic into Busquets. Busquets fires that ball away to Sergio Aguero. Aguero out on the left wing. Who's he got in support? Nobody. Sergio's going to go all the way himself. Outside the box, trying to curl that. And Casilla is just on his game today. He is saving everything. Curls that one out. Roberto is in there. And Casilla again up to the challenge. Come on, Ivan. Come on, Ivan. There you go. There's the ball to Douglas Costa. Costa, you got to get on the end of that, son. Run, Douglas Costa. Come on, mate. What's he got in his locker? He's going to cut inside. Douglas Costa. No one's marking him. Douglas! Shoot! I'm pressing the shoot button. Oh, my goodness. Roberto lofts that one over to Sergio Aguero. Great ball from Roberto. Come on, Pepe. Leave Aguero alone. One-on-one with Kiko Casilla, and he does enough to tap it onto the post. How many times can this man keep Real Madrid in the game? I mean, look at that for halftime stats. Lads, come on, we need a goal. Christian have ahead of him. He gets past Marcelo. Teo going for a bit of a run. Christian Teo, he's got the run in of Douglas Costa. Costa sees Rakitic. Rakitic is some space! And the start of the second half, not first half, start of the second half pays dividends. We had so many shots in the first half. None of them went in. Our first shot of the second half, and it's in. Kiko Casilla has done so well to keep Madrid in this game, but you cannot do anything about that. Teo taking on a couple of men. Douglas Costa, unselfishly, doesn't even take a touch, just gives it straight to Rakitic, who knows exactly where to bury it, and there's nothing Casilla's doing about that. 1-0 finally to Barcelona. Aguero into Teo. Teo has a bit of room here, and the counter-attack could be on. It's Douglas Costa who's asking for it from Teo. He's going to take on Danilo 1v1, mate. 1v1 him. Danilo pulls it back to Busquets, of all people. Sergio Busquets nearly found the back of the net. First substitution of the day, and it's Arda Turan coming on for Douglas Costa, who's had an okay game, to be fair to him. Just a bit more stamina on the left-hand side, and a bit more defensive presence on the left-hand side. To Aguero back to Christian Teo, who's on side. He's able to drag that back away from Marcelo, and Teo is now on his bike. Go on, Christian. He's got Aguero in the middle. He's also got Turan. Does he need either of them? Oh, he maybe did need one of them, and it's Casilla and Danilo, both of them, putting their bodies on the line there. One in. Busquets trying to get there. Kiko Casilla got there first. The falls to Sergio Aguero. Doesn't go for the shot straight away. Goes for it the second time, and Casilla with a good save. Has Aguero on the left. Is he onside? That's the question right now. Varane lunging in. Piss off, Raphael. No one wants you, mate. No one wants you. Aguero keeps it in fantastically. Finds Arda Turan. And we just can't get this second goal, boys. I swear to God, if Madrid score, I'm not going to be happy. And there it is, full time at the Santiago Bernabeu. And we have done it. 3 points. A fantastic performance. That score does not reflect the performances whatsoever. We absolutely dominated Real Madrid. What a performance from the boys here today. Everybody should be proud of their performance. Look at those stats. Look at those stats, boys. We fucking killed Real Madrid. 3 shots, 1 on target for them with 50% possession. 15 shots, 10 on target for us. 50% possession. As I said, we dominated Real Madrid. Kiko Casilla had a fantastic game. Defense putting their bodies on the line. A couple of mistakes in the final third, but overall, 1-0. I don't care, man. That's 3 points. That's 3 huge points. We've closed the gap against Real Madrid to 4 points now, and it's still a pretty big gap in the grand scheme of things, but it's also a possibility that they could maybe lose to an Atletico Madrid or a Valencia, and we would be in with a chance. But we've played both our games against Madrid. If we had won the other game, we'd be in a much better position. We have an away game here against Villarreal in the Copa de España, a game that we're going to simulate, of course, 2 legs in the Copa de España. This is the away leg. Full strength lineup because, well, other than Alex Vidal playing at right mid, because I do want to hopefully at least do okay in this away leg, and then the home leg, we should be able to beat Villarreal, I would say. They have a red card, so, I mean 0-0 is not bad for us, because we're going to beat Villarreal at home, for sure. At the very worst, a score draw, or, you know, we should be beating them. Bruno puts them up 1-0, and I'd still be okay with that. We're definitely going to beat Villarreal at home, and I feel like it's going to be more than 1 goal. So I'm okay with that. 1-0 to Villarreal in the first leg of the Copa de España semi-finals. If we can get to the final, that'd be freaking amazing. A game that we will simulate, it's going to be Lucas Hernandez, and Edgar I is going to be playing his first name. Going to be playing his first game in centre back because I believe Umtiti got a suspension, so he's not going to be playing this game. It's going to be Lucas Hernandez and I. So hopefully they can do okay. Christian Teo in the right mid position. It's Douglas Costa who looks like he's got a brace here. And we're 2-1 up against Bilbao in the near 70th minute. But it is 3 points. Sergio Aguero closing it out with a penalty in the 87th minute. And it's 3 very valuable points. Right, our next game is an away game against Lyon in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Another game we're going to simulate because I feel like there's a game that we should be playing that's more important than this. So we're going to be playing our lineup here against Lyon away. We should be able to do okay against Lyon. I don't know if we'll win. I don't even know if we'll draw. But over the 2 legs, I'm pretty confident that we can do okay against Olympique Lyon. The lineup is pretty strong. Costa puts us up 1-0. He does alright in the sim game, Costa. He does okay. It's just unfortunate that playing with him is a bit shaky sometimes, but we're up 1-0 in the 65th minute. The worst I see happening is Lyon getting an equalizer, and there it is. It's Ghazal in the 74th minute, and it's 1-1 going into the second leg. I will take that every day of the week. As I said, I feel like there's a game that we should be playing that we probably wouldn't have got a draw out of. And that game is away at Atletico Madrid. I feel like this is the game that we should be playing. Even though Atletico Madrid are 4th by quite a ways, I feel like if we sim this game, they will beat us. So we got to play this game, or we got to hope for a good performance. Aguero, 21 goals in 24 La Liga games. I don't know if he's played every single game, but I think he has. Away at Atletico Madrid, the first time he'll be going back to the Vicente Calderon, I believe. I could be wrong, since his departure from Atletico Madrid. So it's going to be an emotional one for him. Of course, Lucas Hernandez also will be playing at the Vicente Calderon since leaving Atletico Madrid. Okay, that is the starting lineup going into today's game against Atletico Madrid. It's Aguero up front with Costa and Teo on each wing, Denis Suarez, Rakitic, and Busquets in the midfield 3 with Alba, Umtiti, Hernandez, and Perez. Bravo in between the sticks. Denis Suarez hasn't really been used in the last few months, so he's been given an opportunity here against Atletico Madrid to see what he could potentially do, and hopefully it's a big 3 points here away at Atletico Madrid. Not the easiest place to go by any stretch of the imagination. So without further ado, let's get into this game. Denis Suarez into Bruno Perez. Perez into Busquets. Busquets into Aguero. Can Sergio have a good start here at his former home ground? Teo into Bruno Perez. Perez has the overlapping run of Sergio Aguero, finding himself on the wing. Aguero's going to try and take everybody on. No one's stepping up to Sergio Aguero. And that was a poor finish. Cuts back in. Denis going for a bit of a run. Denis the Menace. He's going to cut in again. And it's Denis Suarez. And it's Miranda who just does enough to get his body on the way. Free kicks from a good position here for Ivan Rakitic. Got to try and line this up to curl that one in off the wall. Aguero running in. And could you believe it? Sergio Aguero. I don't know what it is to not celebrate. If I could not celebrate, I would. But Aguero has a mind of his own. And he's going to celebrate. Rakitic just doesn't get enough on that. Hits the wall. And that nearly found the back of the net, the free kick. And it just bounces straight to Aguero. Easiest goal of his life. And it's 1-0 here. What a way for Atletico Madrid to concede the first goal. And Aguero just letting the Atletico Madrid fans know that his name is Aguero. I'm pretty sure they know Sergio. I'm pretty sure they know. Griezmann into Baptistao. What does Leo Baptistao have in him? And Umtiti gets in the way of that one. They have a few of them. They've gone for a low one. It's Rakitic who tries clearing it, but he only finds Saul, and he nearly creeps that in near post. Into Denis Suarez. Suarez, good ball into Ivan Rakitic. Ivan Rakitic now, he's going to run with a little bit. What can Ivan do? He finds Costa, who for some reason let that go. Go into Teo. Teo with a bit of room here now. A bit of room to run into. No one's really going to catch Teo. And he's cut in fantastically. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Moya with a good save, and Teo just too quick. Running up and pouncing on the chance. And Christian Teo with a very well-earned goal right there. That was a fantastic run, just blasting through everybody. Take a look at this, man. He was cutting inside and no one could catch him. Like, they had less ground to cover and they still couldn't catch him. Moya with a decent save. And then Teo is the quickest to react and just puts it in the back of the net. 2-0. And Atletico Madrid are probably feeling pretty hard done by. 2, I guess, rebound goals you could class them as. Busquets into Rakitic. Rakitic sees Teo in a bit of room. What is Christian Teo going to do? He's got Bruno Perez, and he hits the post. Come on, Bruno. I know you're not a striker, but tuck it in, mate. Double substitution here, and it's Arda Turan and Jonathan Rodriguez coming on for Aguero and Costa. Aguero's been playing with this injury through the whole game, but I guarantee you he's going to be out for like 5 months for this injury that he was able to play a whole game with. I guarantee it. That's just how EA is. Here we go, Turan in some room. Good ball. I don't even know who played it, but Turan's got Jonathan Rodriguez on support. And Jonathan Rodriguez, he's going to cut in. He's going to finish that surely. And Moya with a fantastic save. Oh, Teo, good fake shot by Christian. What's he got in his locker now? He's got Rakitic waiting for him, and that's 3-0. Oh, Ivan Rakitic, he's too good. He's not even going to celebrate. He's going to pick up the ball. He wants another one. He wants a 4th. We embarrassed them in the first game. I don't know. I forget if it was 5 or 6-0, but we absolutely embarrassed Atletico Madrid in the other game at the Camp Nou, and we are embarrassing them right now. 3-0. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Oh, go Jonathan. Go Jonathan, pouncing on the opportunity. Oh, he gets past Savage. He absolutely broke Savage's legs, but he couldn't get past whoever that was. There it is, full time here at the Vicente Calderon, and it is a 3-0 win and 3 points here for Barcelona. A fantastic performance once again. 14 shots, 7 on target for us with 54% possession. To Atletico Madrid's 3 shots, 1 on target, 46% possession. Probably one of our worst shooting accuracy performances in the entire season. 50%, that has to be one of the worst. We've had like very few games where we've had like below 80% shooting accuracy, but 3-0 either way. We were absolutely dominating Atletico Madrid. No one ever calls me, but when I'm recording, I get a call. So that is what the youth squad looks like at the moment. We signed a few players. I released maybe 1 or 2 to make some room. It really sucks how the youth squad is that small. Like, that's the most your youth squad can have. It doesn't even go to the end of the page. Like, you could fit 3 more players in that page. Why? Why stop it at that amount? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to scroll through and show you guys the potential. We have a lot of good players, man. Some of these players are ready to go. I could sign them up right now, but I kind of want to see how much more they can grow. You know, players that are like 55 and 54 overall, I'll probably eventually sign them. Probably by next month, that guy's going to get signed and that guy's going to get signed. So anybody over 50, 55-ish, I'm going to start signing next month. Right, and one last game here in February against Sporting Gijón at home. Should be a guaranteed 3 points. Halilovic, Roberto, and Rafinha in the midfield 3. A very interesting midfield 3. But the rest of the team looks pretty standard. Halilovic getting injured in the 4th minute. Hopefully not too serious. Turan scores in the 40th minute. I just had to sneeze. That's why there was a major cut there. But Arda Turan scores in the 40th, and I'm surprised that we're only going to win 1-0 here. I mean, I'll take the 3 points for sure, but bit of a surprise, maybe a little bit worrying as well, especially because we're at home. Right, that is the end of today's episode, and that is what the league table looks like. We're in 1st at the end of February. I don't know well, I do know what happened, but I don't know how it happened. We beat Real Madrid, which put it to 4 points. Then they drew their next 2 games, and we won our next 2 games. So we got 6 points, and they got 2 points, which means we closed that 4-point gap because 6 minus 2 is 4. And now we're ahead on goal difference. They drew to Athletic Bilbao in 15th, and they drew to Celta Vigo in 12th. Both were away games, and they drew 1-1 in both those games to put us at the top of the league. And just at the end of last episode, it seemed like 7 points was impossible. But 1 month later, we closed that 7-point gap, and we are now in the lead in the La Liga. That is absolutely crazy. Real Madrid had a shocker of a month, and that win that we had against them, I feel like had something to do with it. I mean, that put us in a good position. It put so much pressure on Real Madrid, ended up drawing their next 2 games. So 12 games left in the league. We're still in the domestic cup, the Copa de España, and we're also still in the Champions League. We're currently 1-0 down in the Copa de España going into the 2nd leg in the next month, and 1-1 in the Champions League round of 16, 1st leg against Olympique Lyon. So a lot to do, still in a lot of competitions, and this season is gonna be hopefully a good one. I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident going into the next episode, boys. As per usual, if you do want to ask any questions for the press conference, then make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Try and ask different questions if you can. If not, maybe you could try and follow up on a story that we've already answered. Maybe follow-up questions on the questions that we've already answered. So try and keep them interesting, and hopefully you will have a chance of being in the next episode. episode. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the button. As I said before, I hope you did enjoy today's episode. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.